Hello everybody. This video is going to cover some basic sorting effectively. Uh, previously, we built several different kinds of sorts. This item here that I have is actually, get you back to where it need to be. There we go. This item here is actually just an object that has all the sorts in it. I've also got timers to time how long it takes for each sort to go, a fill, bubble sort, insertion, selection, merge, all the basic sorts we've covered. Now, the reason I have this up is because what we're going to do is talk a little bit about bubble sort because it's one of the simplest ones. This sort will take an array or a list of, whatever size you want with a bunch of digits, integers, numbers in it. And we'll sort those numbers. And it works just fine. We go through, we get everything set up, we rearrange everything, put it in order, and then when we print it, we see that it's physically in order. Now this is fine for like primitive data types, like I said, integers and things like that. Not so much for, let's say, if we had an object. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually work on an object here. If I can get my object to go where it needs to go. There we go. So what I have here is I've created a box, and actually we don't need this here, but this box right here is just an object, and all it has is a number on it. That's it. You can kind of ignore my imports for now. Now, I've got a function on here on top of setting a number on it. And I could have 100 things into it. What we're going to do is we're going to create this object and we're going to create a list of these objects or an array, and we're going to sort the objects. Now if we try to sort the objects normally, well, an object's a container. It could have like 1,000 different things on it. I have to specifically go in and tell it like what I want to sort by. So I've got a function here called getNumber. So whenever I need to sort, I'll check the number in the box. And this could be a weight, this could be a date, expiration date, for example. Let's say I had a whole bunch of boxes in the back of a truck, and I want to have the smaller ones on top and the heavier ones on the bottom or something like that. You probably wouldn't want to put a 200-pound box on top of a 5-pound box, right? Well, a box is a container. We need to know the weight and all that stuff that goes with it. It probably has addresses you have to send to it, and a number of different things. We only want to sort it by that one item. I made this as simple as possible. We just have the number, so we don't have anything else to distract us. This will give me that number so I can check it. And then I have a little display here that will display the box's number so I can make sure they're in order later. Now, we're going to take bubble sort. And as you saw in bubble sort previously, let me try to zoom out a little bit. In bubble sort previously, we've got a loop. Of course, we got the bubble sort itself. We pass it an array. We got a little swap that makes sure that we swap during that rotation of the loop. And we do a little comparison to check the numbers, and then we do the swap of the numbers. And if we swap, hooray. If we didn't, we leave at the end of all this. So the change here when we're dealing with an object is I can't just say if this box is bigger than this box because the attribute is inside the box, I guess you can say. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust one line of code. That's really all you have to do. I have this function called getNumber. Well, then instead of comparing this item in the list to this item, I grab the number that's inside the box. And everything else is exactly the same. We actually don't change anything. So if I go into here and I want this to work, I just click right here and type .getNumber. So I'm comparing the number and not the object itself. If I try to look at the object itself, you'll get like box made. You'll get like basically some text that tells you that it's an object, but not like the specifics of it. If I had like an str function here. You have your initialization. You also have a def underscore underscore str. I could print specific things if I were printing it that way, but it doesn't help me compare really. I guess there is a way I could compare, but it would be too many extra steps. The get number is probably the better way to go for now. And there are other ways to do this. It's just one way. So there's my bubble sort. And the only thing, again, that I changed was this line here. Everything else stays the same. Now we come down, and I create a couple of boxes. I put these items in the list, my boxes, B4, B3, B2, B1, kind of in that backwards order there. And I can print and make sure that they actually work. So if I run this, and it's going to appear all over here somewhere. There we go. You see, they're in this order here, right? All right, so I'm going to uncomment out my bubble sort. And this is in my little main area that I've created. So I've got the bubble sort. Yeah, I don't really need to fill it or anything like that. I can just get rid of all this extra stuff here. So now I'm sorting. This should be in sorted order if it works correctly. Let's run it and see. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. 1, 30, 32, 9001. So I put those boxes in sorted order now because they're sorting on that number. Now again, I could have several things in this box, but the function itself wouldn't change. And if I needed to swap like some other sort that I have, I kind of would follow the same process. We've got bubble sort. This is where I do the comparison. That's where I would do the if statements. Everything else would stay the same. We have here, insertion sort. I would go through here and kind of do the same thing. Wherever the comparison is happening, which in this case would probably be right here, I would do, dot get number. And we could also do this with larger things like merge sort, for example. Now, this is a little confusing for some people because they'll look at this and they'll see all these numbers and they'll see less than and greater than, like for example here. Now this right here is splitting the array up. It's not actually comparing the items in the array or the list. It's just basically splitting it into two parts. That's what we kind of do here. The actual comparison happens down here in partition. If array j is greater than the value, it's there. And the value is, of course, right here. I'd have to use a get number there. But put the number there, do the number here, and I would do a little swap. Basically, everything would kind of be the same. Quick sort, kind of the same way. You would go in, you would make a little adjustment, and voila, we'd hopefully be able to sort. Whenever you're testing this, though, you want to start, relatively small and make sure that it sorts correctly. It's very easy to do the wrong thing here. Go in here and, all right, if this dot, number or whatever, well, the low and the high in this case are going to be numbers, not boxes in this particular case. Actually, I don't think I have all my quick sort here, do I? Oh, wait, no, partition is for quick sort. Whoops. But yeah, this is where that would be for quick sort. So that would really be the only change right there, that one specific spot here and here. Merge sort's all up here. This is where I would have to do my checking, basically. But we'll worry about that later. Let's see. No, actually, here, I think, would be where it would be. This is where I'm doing my comparison. Inside my loop, I'm comparing this item in the array to this item. So that would be where I would want to, do my number, basically. And that is roughly how you would kind of sort objects. If you have an object with a whole bunch of stuff and you want to sort it, use a basic, simple sort. Again, I chose the shortest one, simply to be easier. There are much more complicated ones, obviously, but it's still not a hugely different process, even with the more complicated ones. There you go. This is how you can sort basically basic objects.